for a lot of you. You may think they have lost interest, but here is the truth about how they really feel. I want to sit with that for a moment because I feel like so many of you have been carrying this exact fear quietly. That quiet, nagging, unsettling feeling that something has shifted, that the energy has changed, that they have pulled back. You have been reading into silences, replaying conversations, wondering if you said something wrong or did something to push them away. And when the distance grows and the warmth feels less present, the mind goes to the easiest and most painful conclusion. They have moved on, they have lost interest, they are no longer thinking about you the way they once were. But the cards today are here to say that conclusion is not the truth, not even close to the truth. And I want you to really hear that before we even get into a single card. I want you to sit with it for a moment. What looks like distance is not always what it appears to be, and what feels like silence is not always emptiness at all. Sometimes the people who care the most are the ones who go the quietest. And this reading is going to show you exactly why. There is something happening on their side, something real and specific, and the cards are about to pull it all the way to the surface. The first card is the Hermit. Now the Hermit is often misread, and I feel like this card is the entire explanation for everything you have been sensing. The Hermit is not a card of someone who has lost interest. It is a card of someone who has gone deeply and completely inward. This person has retreated, not from you, but into themselves, into their own thoughts, their own processing, their own quiet world. I feel like something happened internally for this person, something they're still sitting with and have not fully worked through yet. It could be fear, it could be vulnerability, it could be the weight of how much they actually feel and what that means to them. The Hermit carries a lantern. They are searching for something, looking for clarity before they can move forward again. And what they are searching for, I feel like, is the courage and the certainty to show up for you the way they truly want to. The Hermit also speaks to a deep inner world, to someone whose feelings run so far beneath the surface that they rarely show easily. This is not a person who goes cold because they stopped caring. This is a person who goes quiet because they care too deeply. The quieter they get, the louder things are inside of them, and the cards are confirming that for you very clearly right now. The next card is the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man is a card of suspension, of someone who is paused, waiting, and seeing things from a completely different angle. I feel like this person is in a kind of limbo right now, not moving forward, not moving away, just hovering very still in place. They have not made a decision about you. They are not done. They are not gone. They are simply suspended in their own quiet process. The Hanged Man sees the world upside down, meaning what looks like withdrawal from the outside is actually deep reflection within. They are thinking about you more than you know, turning over feelings they do not yet know exactly what to do with. The suspension, the pause, the stillness is not a sign that the feeling has gone. It is a sign that it runs very deep indeed. What looks like pulling away is actually them holding still because they are too full of feeling to move carelessly forward. The last card for this opening is the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is the card of holding on, of gripping something tightly, because letting go feels too risky and too raw. I feel like this person is holding their feelings for you very close to their chest, protecting them carefully from the outside world. Not because they want to hide them forever, but because they are afraid of what happens if they release them too soon. There is a possessiveness to this card, a quiet and almost desperate clinging to something that matters far too much to risk losing. And what they are clinging to is the feeling they have for you, is the hope of this, is the quiet dream of what you could be. They have not let go. They have actually gripped even tighter, and the distance you feel is the shape that fear takes when love is real. Stay with me because we are just getting started. And the cards have so much more to reveal about this person right now. This reading is going to give you the clarity you have been searching for. So let's keep going and get into all of it. Now let's talk about you and what you have been going through on your side of all of this. Because I feel like you have been carrying something that is heavier than you have let yourself fully admit. The first card for your side is the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is the card of a battle that has been fought mostly in your own mind, mostly in silence. I feel like you have been going back and forth, telling yourself one thing and then feeling something completely different. One day you feel okay. One day you tell yourself you are done overthinking it, and then a silence comes and it all rushes back. You have been fighting yourself, trying to talk yourself out of caring, trying to convince yourself this does not matter as much as it does. But it does matter, and the Five of Swords is showing me that you already know that even when you try to push it away, this card also speaks to a wound that came from a moment where you felt dismissed, overlooked, or simply not truly seen. Something happened, maybe something small on the outside, but enormous on the inside, that made you feel like they had checked out. And since that moment, you have been building a case in your head, quietly collecting evidence that they are no longer interested. The Five of Swords wants you to pause on that story because the evidence you have been gathering is not the full picture at all. I also feel like this card is showing me the mental exhaustion that comes from holding all of this without releasing it to anyone. You have been trying to carry this quietly, trying not to show how much it has gotten to you, and that has taken a very real toll on you. The next card for your side is the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords is the card of the anxious mind, of thoughts that spiral at 3 in the morning when everything feels final. I feel like you have had those moments, the ones where your mind runs to the worst version of this and stays there for too long, where you convince yourself it is over, that you misread everything, that you were foolish for ever believing. This was real. The Nine of Swords is not showing me what is actually true. It is showing me what fear does to the truth when left unchecked. It magnifies the silence. It darkens the distance. It turns a pulled back person into someone who no longer cares at all. But that is the anxiety speaking. That is the wound speaking. And that is not what the cards are actually showing me here. You have been living inside the worst case scenario in your own head, while the real story is much quieter and much more hopeful. I also want to say that the Nine of Swords tends to show up when we are closest to a breakthrough, not when things are truly ending. It is the darkness just before the clarity arrives. And that is exactly where you are standing in this very moment right now. The next card for your side is the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is someone sitting with a blindfold on two swords crossed over their chest, unable to see clearly forward. I feel like you have been in a state of willful not knowing, because knowing felt more dangerous than staying in the uncertainty. Part of you has been afraid to look too closely, afraid that the truth might confirm your fear, so you have stayed in the blur. The Two of Swords tells me that you have been blocking your own intuition on this one out of very real and very understandable self-protection. Because deep down beneath the anxiety and the story and the fear, your gut already knows this person has not gone anywhere. You have felt it in small moments, a flash of clarity, a quiet sense that something is still very much alive between you two. But then the mind comes in and drowns it out with logic and fear, and you are back to convincing yourself it is all over. The last card for your side is the Star, and I want you to feel this card, because the Star showing up for you is not an accident, and it is not a small thing at all. The Star is hope that has survived everything. It is the part of you that has not given up, even when you tried very hard to, even in the middle of the anxiety. Even in the middle of the spiraling, even in the long and heavy nights where you told yourself to let go. There has been a part of you that kept the light on, that held a small and stubborn belief that this connection was not finished yet. That part of you, the Star part of you, is the one the cards are speaking to right now, because that part of you is completely right. Do not let the fear be louder than the knowing, because the knowing is exactly what this reading is here to confirm for you. The clarity you have been searching for is coming, and the next parts of this reading are about to give you every bit of it. Now let's get into their side and what has actually been going on with this person beneath all of that silence. Because I feel like there is a story happening on their end that you have not been able to see, and it is an important one. The first card for their side is the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is the card of memory, of someone who keeps returning to a specific version of you in their mind. I feel like this person thinks about you in a very particular way. They hold moments between you with a deep and quiet tenderness. There are specific things they remember, specific conversations, specific looks or words that they have kept very close to them. The Six of Cups tells me that what this person feels is not new. It did not start yesterday. It has deep and very real roots. They are not someone who forgets. They are someone who holds on, someone who revisits things, someone who keeps feelings alive inside. And the idea that they have simply moved on or lost interest is the complete opposite of what the cards are showing me right now. The Six of Cups is also a card of longing, of someone who misses something they still have not fully allowed themselves to reach for. I feel like this person replays things in their mind more than they would ever admit, more than they would ever let you see. They carry specific memories of you, not carelessly, but very carefully, the way you carry something you are afraid to put down. There is also a sweetness to this card, a real warmth that tells me the feeling this person holds for you has never turned cold. The next card for their side is the Seven of Swords. Now the Seven of Swords is a complex card, and I want to be careful about how I read this for their energy right now. This card is not showing me deception, it is showing me avoidance. It is showing me someone who has been retreating strategically. I feel like this person has been pulling back on purpose, not because they stopped caring, but because they got scared of how much they do. There was a moment where the feeling became too real, too big, too close to something they did not know how to handle at all. And instead of moving toward it, they did what a lot of people do when feelings become overwhelming. They created distance. The Seven of Swords tells me that this person has been running from their own emotions, not from you specifically at all. They are trying to protect themselves from the vulnerability of fully showing up, because fully showing up feels dangerous to them. The pullback, the silence, the cooled energy, it was all a defense mechanism, not a sign that the feeling is gone. I also feel like the Seven of Swords is showing me someone who underestimated how visible their retreat would be to you. They thought they could quietly dial things back without it being noticed, without it changing how things felt between you. But you noticed, of course you noticed, and now you are here trying to make sense of something that confused and genuinely hurt you. The next card for their side is the Two of Cups reversed. The Two of Cups reversed is a connection that is struggling to express itself, two energies that want to align but keep missing. I feel like this person feels the disconnect between what they carry on the inside and how they have been showing up on the outside. They know they have gone quiet, they know the energy has shifted, and a part of them is genuinely frustrated with themselves for it. There is an internal conflict here, a part of them that wants to close the distance, and a part that keeps instinctively pulling back. The Two of Cups reversed is not showing me an ending. It is showing me a connection that has gotten tangled inside its own fear. And tangled is very different from over. Tangled just means there is something that needs to be carefully and patiently undone. The last card for their side is the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles is new ground, a fresh and solid beginning. It is someone who is ready to build something genuinely real. I feel like this card is showing me that underneath all of the retreat and the silence and the fear, this person wants something lasting. They are not interested in something casual. They are not interested in something that disappears. They want something genuinely grounded. The Ace of Pentacles is telling me that their feelings for you are not light or passing. They carry real weight and real intention. What they are working through internally is how to bring that intention forward without losing themselves completely in the process. They are getting there slowly and quietly, and when they do, the Ace of Pentacles says they will show up fully and completely for real. Now let's talk about what is actually about to happen and how things are going to begin shifting between you two. Because the cards are not just showing me where this person has been, they are showing me exactly where they are heading right now. The first card here is the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is the card of fast-moving energy, of things that have been still for too long suddenly accelerating all at once. I feel like something is about to break open between you and this person, and it is going to feel like it comes completely out of nowhere. The quiet, the slowness, the distance, it is all about to move and move quickly, and the Eight of Wands is fully confirming that for you. This card does not sit still, it does not linger, it is arrows in motion, it is communication and energy finally being released. I feel like this person is going to reach out, and when they do, it is going to feel very different from how things have been lately. There will be a shift in tone, a shift in presence. Something in them is going to come forward that has been held back for too long. The Eight of Wands also speaks to clarity arriving suddenly, like the fog lifting and both of you being able to see clearly again. I also want to say that the Eight of Wands showing up here is one of the most encouraging signs in this entire reading for sure. It is not a slow or uncertain card. It is direct and fast and clear. And it is telling me that whatever is coming very soon. The stagnation you have been feeling, the heavy stillness between you and this person, is about to break wide open completely. The next card is the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups is celebration, it is reunion, it is the energy of something coming back together after a period of real distance. I feel like this card is showing me a moment between you and this person that feels warm again, that feels like a genuine return. Not forced, not awkward, but genuinely comfortable, like the gap closes and the connection simply picks back up where it left off. The Three of Cups also speaks to an emotional opening to this person finally allowing themselves to be truly present with you. They have been closed off. They have been in their own world, and this card is telling me that that wall is starting to come down. There is a lightness coming, a real shift in the atmosphere between you two, and the Three of Cups is the card that marks it clearly. I also feel like this card is showing me a conversation, a real one, not just surface level exchange, but something genuinely honest, where things get said that needed to be said, where the air finally clears, where both of you can exhale after holding your breath. The next card is the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is slow, steady, deliberate movement. Someone who does not rush, but who absolutely always follows through. I feel like this card is describing exactly how this person is going to approach things when they come forward towards you. They are not going to rush it. They are not going to be impulsive. They are going to be impulsive. They are going to be thoughtful and careful and very intentional. The Knight of Pentacles tells me that this person is going to show up in a way that feels considered, not reactive or careless at all. They are going to take their time with it because what they want to say and what they want to do matters very deeply to them. This card is also a card of reliability, of someone who once they commit to a direction does not easily turn back from it at all. So when this person moves toward you, and they are moving right now, it is not going to be fleeting or impulsive, it will be real. The last card is the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is victory. It is recognition. It is someone stepping forward with their head held high after a long period of doubt. I feel like this card is showing me this person finally moving past the fear that has been holding them completely in place all this time. The internal battle they have been fighting, the back and forth, the retreat, it is all leading somewhere. And that somewhere is you. The Six of Wands is the card of someone who has done the inner work and is now ready to come out fully on the other side of it. And what waits on the other side? What this card is showing me clearly is them choosing to finally close the distance between you. Not because the fear is completely gone, but because their feeling for you has finally become so much louder than the fear itself. Stay present, stay open, because what is coming towards you now is not more silence, it is movement, it is them, and it is real. Now, this is the part of the reading that I feel is the most revealing of everything we have covered so far, because this is where I want to talk about the things this person has never actually said to you out loud, the confessions that have been living quietly inside of them, the feelings they have swallowed down every single time. The first card here is the Five of Cups reversed. The Five of Cups reversed is the turning point. It is someone who has been grieving something and is finally beginning to look up. I feel like this person has been mourning the distance they created between the two of you more deeply than you even know. They are the one who pulled back, they are the one who created the gap, and they are the one who has been quietly hurting because of it. There is a guilt in them, a quiet recognition that they handled things in a way they are not proud of, and it has been sitting heavy. What they have never said to you is that they miss you, specifically deliberately, in the way that only real feeling produces. Not the idea of you, not the comfort of the connection in a general sense, but you, the actual you, the specific version of you. They miss things you have probably never even thought twice about, small details, small moments, things that only matter when you care. The Five of Cups reverse tells me that this person is done grieving what they pushed away. They are turning back toward it now. And that turning, that shift in direction, is not something they're going to announce loudly. It is something you are going to feel first. The next card is the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is the card of truth cutting through everything, of clarity arriving after a long period of fog and confusion. I feel like this card is showing me a moment of complete internal honesty that this person has recently arrived at about you. They have stopped lying to themselves. They have stopped pretending the distance was the right call. They have stopped the avoidance. The Ace of Swords is showing me a confession that exists clearly inside of them right now, one they have never yet spoken out loud. And that confession is this, that they have not stopped thinking about you, not for a single day, not even close to a single day. That every attempt to create distance, every moment of pulling back was followed immediately by thinking about you anyway. They cannot get you out of their head. And the Ace of Swords is the card that says they have finally admitted that to themselves. I also feel like this card is showing me something physical in what they carry for you. A pull that is not only emotional, there is an energy they feel when they are near you or even just thinking about you that they have never fully allowed themselves to name. Something that sits in the chest, something that shows up in the body before the mind has caught up, something undeniably and completely real. The next card is the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is a tender card. It is the card of someone holding a feeling they are not quite sure what to do with. I feel like this person carries something for you that feels almost too soft for them to fully acknowledge, too vulnerable to name. They are not used to feeling this way. This level of openness toward another person does not come easily or naturally to them. The Page of Cups is someone standing at the edge of something emotional, holding a cup that keeps filling up no matter what they do. What this person has never said is that you make them feel something they were not prepared to feel, something that genuinely surprised them. They did not plan for this. They did not expect this. And the way it has stayed with them is something they find both beautiful and terrifying. There is a softness in how they think about you, a gentleness that they would never let you see, that lives only in the private parts of them. The last card is the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is the card of someone who is self-sufficient, but who is quietly, deeply ready for real companionship. I feel like this card is showing me that what this person wants from you is not casual, it is not temporary, it is something lasting. Underneath the silence, underneath the retreat, underneath all of it, what they have never said is that they want this to be real. They want the version of this where both of you stop dancing around what exists between you and simply let it become what it is. They want that with you specifically, not in some vague, hopeful way, but in a specific and settled and very certain kind of way. That is the truth that has been living inside of them, quietly and stubbornly, through all of the silence and all of the distance. Now let's bring this home and look at what the near future holds and what the cards want you to take away from all of this. The first card for the close is the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles is the card of balance being restored, of give and take finally finding its natural rhythm again. I feel like this card is showing me a shift in the dynamic between you and this person where things begin to feel more equal. The one-sided nature of the energy where you have been giving attention and they have been withholding theirs is now changing. This person is going to begin showing up more, giving more, being more present, more consistently, and more intentionally than before. The Six of Pentacles tells me that what has felt out of balance is about to correct itself, and it is going to feel like real relief. There is also a generosity coming from them, not necessarily grand gestures, but small, consistent ones that add up to something real. A message when they have been quiet, an effort where there was none before, a return to the version of them that you felt originally. I also feel like the Six of Pentacles is showing me this person wanting to make up for the distance they created between you two. Not in a dramatic way, but in the quiet, everyday way, by simply being present again, by letting you back fully into their energy. There is a reciprocity coming, and that reciprocity is going to feel like exactly what you have been quietly waiting for all along. The next card is the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is looking out at the horizon. It is someone who has made their decision and is watching what they set in motion arrive. I feel like this card is showing me this person in a new mental space, one where they are no longer retreating, but genuinely anticipating. They are thinking about you with a different kind of energy now, not with fear and paralysis, but with something closer to real intention. The Three of Wands speaks to expansion, to something that has been small and private becoming something that finally moves outward. What they have been holding inside, the feeling, the confession, the truth, it is moving toward the surface and toward you now. They are watching for the right moment. They are preparing for it, and the Three of Wands says that moment is genuinely very close. I also feel like this card is showing me a version of the near future where communication between you two opens back up naturally, where the stiffness dissolves, where the heaviness lifts, where both of you find your way back to something comfortable and real. The next card is your advice card, and it is the Empress. The Empress is abundance, it is patience, it is someone who knows their own worth and holds their energy with quiet and steady confidence. The advice from this reading is to stop shrinking yourself around this person. Stop making yourself smaller to manage their comfort. You have been tiptoeing, reading into everything, making yourself anxious over silences that were never actually about you at all. The Empress says, return to yourself, return to your own fullness, stop waiting and start simply living and being fully who you are. Because ironically, the version of you that is most magnetic to this person is the version that is not focused on them at all. When you are fully in your own energy, grounded and warm and present in yourself, that is when this person is most drawn to you. So the advice is not to chase and not to pull back either. It is simply to be beautifully and completely yourself. The last card is the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles is the card of lasting foundation, of something that is being built to genuinely stand the test of time. This is the card the reading chose to close on, and I want you to feel the weight of that because it is not a small thing at all. The Ten of Pentacles does not show up for fleeting connections. It does not show up for things that are already over and done. It shows up when something has roots, when something has staying power, when the potential for something real and lasting is present. I feel like this card is confirming that what exists between you and this person is not finished. It is actually just beginning. The silence, the distance, the fear, it was all part of a process. And that process is coming to its natural and necessary end. What is on the other side of all of this? The cards are showing me clearly is something that has a real and genuine chance of lasting. Stay grounded, stay open, stay in your worth, because what is coming towards you is worth being present and fully ready to receive. The first card for the close is the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles is the card of balance being restored, of give and take finally finding its natural rhythm again. I feel like this card is showing me a shift in the dynamic between you and this person where things begin to feel more equal. The one-sided nature of the energy where you have been giving attention and they have been withholding theirs is now changing. This person is going to begin showing up more, giving more, being more present, more consistently, and more intentionally than before. The Six of Pentacles tells me that what has felt out of balance is about to correct itself, and it is going to feel like real relief. There is also a generosity coming from them, not necessarily grand gestures, but small, consistent ones that add up to something real. A message when they have been quiet, an effort where there was none before, a return to the version of them that you felt originally. I also feel like the Six of Pentacles is showing me this person wanting to make up for the distance they created between you two. Not in a dramatic way, but in the quiet, everyday way, by simply being present again, by letting you back fully into their energy. There is a reciprocity coming, and that reciprocity is going to feel like exactly what you have been quietly waiting for all along. The next card is the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is looking out at the horizon. It is someone who has made their decision and is watching what they set in motion arrive. I feel like this card is showing me this person in a new mental space, one where they are no longer retreating, but genuinely anticipating. They are thinking about you with a different kind of energy now, not with fear and paralysis, but with something closer to real intention. The Three of Wands speaks to expansion, to something that has been small and private becoming something that finally moves outward. What they have been holding inside, the feeling, the confession, the truth, it is moving toward the surface and toward you now. They are watching for the right moment. They are preparing for it, and the Three of Wands says that moment is genuinely very close. I also feel like this card is showing me a version of the near future where communication between you two opens back up naturally, where the stiffness dissolves, where the heaviness lifts, where both of you find your way back to something comfortable and real. The next card is your advice card, and it is the Empress. The Empress is abundance, it is patience, it is someone who knows their own worth and holds their energy with quiet and steady confidence. The advice from this reading is to stop shrinking yourself around this person. Stop making yourself smaller to manage their comfort. You have been tiptoeing, reading into everything, making yourself anxious over silences that were never actually about you at all. The Empress says, return to yourself, return to your own fullness, stop waiting and start simply living and being fully who you are. Because ironically, the version of you that is most magnetic to this person is the version that is not focused on them at all. When you are fully in your own energy, grounded and warm and present in yourself, that is when this person is most drawn to you. So the advice is not to chase and not to pull back either. It is simply to be beautifully and completely yourself. The last card is the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles is the card of lasting foundation,